Influencers are photoshopping more than just pictures nowadays. They have moved on to videos and they're becoming extremely realistic.
Look at the face he makes at the end of the video. Everything these people do is a performance.
Influencers lie. We all know that by now. But in today's video, we're looking at some of the craziest examples yet. One day, they'll tell you a certain food is toxic and terrible for you, but the second they get paid to promote it, suddenly it's perfectly healthy. And that's just the beginning. Fitness influencers claim they got their results naturally while hiding weight loss drugs or editing their photos and videos. Lifestyle influencers show off luxury cars and designer handbags they don't even own. Today, we're doing part 4 because these influencers just can't help themselves from lying. We're going to be pulling back the curtain on the tricks they use to stay famous, to stay relevant, and keep the money rolling in. And trust me, it only gets crazier from here. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about influencers not being honest? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
I just caught one of the internet's biggest health influencers in a web of lies. If you don't know who he is, his name's Bobby and he runs around different grocery stores fear-mongering various ingredients. And he recently did a supernatural collaboration video with Khloe Kardashian on her new popcorn. This whole video is basically just a circle jerk of promotion. They read the ingredients and he goes, "Oh wow, sea salt, very natural. Oh wow, olive oil, not seed oil, is great." But what he failed to mention in that video is that it contains sodium phosphate, which is an ingredient he has specifically talked shit on before.
Public enemy number 1 when it comes to deli meat: sodium phosphate.
Oh, so the ingredient is bad when it's in deli meat, but it's okay when it's in one of your friends' popcorn that you're conveniently getting paid to promote.
I am crying. I'm absolutely in tears. I almost need to verify to make sure we're actually on the same page here. Sodium phosphate. You just heard him say it's public enemy number 1, and then it's in the ingredient list that he's promoting because it's Khloe Kardashian, and he's getting paid to shill it because he has a huge audience in the health industry. We got to check this out. We're on her page here. Let's head over to this popcorn. And does she have the ingredients list? Yes, it's right here. Let's zoom in and see what we got here. See, here's the interesting thing. It doesn't show it on her website, and this is what's super confusing. Popcorn, milk protein isolate, cane sugar, olive oil, coconut, mineral salt, pink Himalayan salt, potassium salt. So he's not lying, and that's why I get super confused. But then if we go to Target and we type in that popcorn, like the cloud protein here, and then we click over to here and we zoom in on this ingredient list. Let's pull this bad boy up if we can. Now, notice how the list gets twice the size. I don't understand. Do I have to use the pink one? Is that the difference? I don't think so. Let's go to cloud protein popcorn. Is it just a flavor? Oh, it is. So this is interesting. So the pink one that he's promoting is fine and healthy, but how interesting that the other flavor, which he's not directly promoting it. Oh, there's the fine line that we're walking. The white cheddar version that we can see in the background, well, that has all the toxic chemicals that he's not known for, and anti, public enemy number 1, but he didn't promote that flavor. So he's in the clear, apparently. This is hysterical. As you can see, it's in the background, the bottom corner. So he's promoting, cloud protein popcorn. You would assume all the flavors are healthy and don't have any bad ingredients, but I guess all the other flavors do except the specific one he has in his hand. Oh, sorry, zoomed back. Totally wrong. The pink one, the ingredient list he showed for the pink one doesn't have the negative bad ingredients, but how convenient that at least we know, we didn't even check the blue one, but the yellow one in his hand has the toxic chemicals we just had him on tape saying was horrible in deli products. But I guess it's totally fine when it's in a celebrity's product that you're getting paid to shill. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments from the previous influencer insanity videos. As you guys know, this is part 4. We've done this several times because I just keep finding more and more influencers lying. Blatantly, obviously lying. It's hysterical. I mean, it keeps me in business, so totally fine. Anywho, if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop your, influencer lying stories down below, or if you have an opinion to share, please feel free to join in. They're not even influencers. They're just advertisers. No one expects the products and commercials to look like they do on TV, and it's honestly about time we apply the same logic to these people. Yeah, I agree. Everyone and their mother now is apparently influencers. That word has gotten so saturated. Guys, why are these influencers so fake? Bro, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, she's in front of Chanel. So either she put a lot of thought and creativity and that whole thing was a setup and fake, which it certainly could be, but she happened to have all these bags and then go to the effort of going in front of the Chanel store, planning it all to record that video, and then the person recording it is also in on it. I mean, hey, we're talking about a total different dimension here, but if that was all scripted, kudos, that was a good video. But honestly, it's just shedding light to the fact that this happens so much. It's all fake. Majority of it is fake. I mean, I would default and assume most of the videos you see are of fake stuff with rentals or renting something or not theirs on the internet. If you even have the slightest bit of doubt, assume it's not real. It's almost like guilty until proven innocent at this point. And it's a shame it's come to that point here. Even the homesteaders and minimalists claim they're living a minimalist off-grid life, but what they're not telling viewers is that they're really millionaires or multimillionaires who can afford all the equipment to live that lifestyle. Okay, now here's an interesting one, and we're really going to have to put our critical thinking caps on for this, because it's not the influencer's fault if they get big, doing a minimalist or off-grid life and come into money. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an indirect outcome from getting famous is accumulating money. It's kind of like an indirect thing that happens from getting popular. And because we have so many different outlets and niches of influencers here, it's like somebody showing frugal living or somebody showing off-grid lifestyle when they first started off was actually their experience. But if they start to get popular, that niche that they got popular in starts to become less and less relatable to them because they start getting money, the thing that they didn't have to begin with. The thing that got them famous was not having money and being creative. And then they come into getting money, and now it's like hypocritical, or it's kind of, they're butting heads with their community because it's problematic. But to bring it back to the comment, I honestly believe that some of these minimalist off-grid life living, couples and families or influencers probably have like a multi-million-dollar mansion because of their content. That's what they've accumulated. And then on the side of their 10-acre property, that's where they have their little off-grid RV that they're shooting their videos out of. And then when they're done filming the content, off-grid living in my Toyota Tacoma, when they're done, they put the camera down, they go walk over to their actual multi-million-dollar property and sleep real comfortable with the air conditioning on. Influencer James Charles caught filming while at Disney.
Look at the face he makes at the end of the video.
Bro, they don't even hide
Everything these people do is a performance. And it's not just James Charles, it's also regular ass people like this couple in Greece.
All lovey-dovey and romantic. Oh, now he's pissed. Oh, there's the camera.
To all the people who call me a bully for wanting to de-influence the world, I would ask you if this is a world that you want to live in.
Look at that face, and then he knows he got busted. That's the funny part. He's looking over like, oh shoot, I just got busted. And then if you see the video of him recording it, that POV, he's like, oh, drink is 10 out of 10. It's so good. But he's practically spitting it out and got caught in real time off camera by someone else and then continues to post it like he wasn't going to get busted. That's the irony in this whole thing, is at this point in 2025, every single person has a camera. And if you're an influencer, somebody's filming you. So to then have the audacity to post it afterwards is just, at this point, assume all influencers are all actors. Just like TV, it is all acting. It is all a performance, and none of it is real. No longer, I mean, it's very hard to find, but no longer do we really have real, authentic, genuine reviews of things anymore. It's tough. I totally get it. Let's just call these people what they really are. They're all advertisers, not influencers. We need to stop calling them influencers. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't even know what category I fall in. I am in the de-influencers category.
Mile 1.
People just lie for no reason.
Mile 2. Mile 3. Mile 4. Mile 5. Halfway done.
Bro, not even, the background is exactly the same 5 miles past.
Mile 7.
Not a drop of sweat on her forehead.
Mile 9. 1 to go. And mile 10.
Oh, now she broke a sweat at mile 10.
Y'all just be playing in people's faces, huh? Maybe me and you may be different, but I ran 10 miles before. And by, let's say, the 3rd or 4th mile, my clothes would have been drenched in sweat already. But don't even look like you broke a sweat.
Right?
That's why I say don't believe everything you see on social media. Because motherfuckers will be like, oh, I just finished 5 miles early this morning. But motherfuckers that really put in that work for real, motherfuckers that really do long distance running, bro, that shit don't look pretty at all. But a lot of motherfuckers make that shit so aesthetically pleasing to the point like you think that shit's supposed to look way different than what it is.
Now, I'm no all-star track runner, but I am pretty fit. And, you know, I have ran a mile or two here and there. It's terrible. I don't like it. I like lifting weights more. But on the first mile, I'm covered. I am so if I'm not sweating, like we can pass it off. Some people just don't sweat. But at mile 1 or 2, I am out of breath. I am having a hard time filming and having a conversation. My heart rate is up. Sure. Could I slow down and pace myself and walk a little more? Yes. But it's noticeable between mile 1, 2, let alone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I don't even know, like, the odds that she's even a massive influencer passing this stuff, I don't even know what you would lie. People just enjoy lying at this point to fit in. And the fact that it's so obvious, I don't know why people just continue to do it. I'm the lead artist in a marketing department for a resort in a huge tourist spot in the Southeast. My resort recently started using influencers almost daily to boost engagement. And we pay these people either in trade with tickets or free hotel rooms, or just pay them if they have high enough followers. The deal is they make us look good and share us. None of it's genuine, and we are not the only resort that does this. These influencers are just paid advertisers and trying to hide it via being relatable. That is true. That's what I think the big kick is here. Believe none of it. It's disgusting, and I'm ashamed to now work for a place that is okay with this. Okay, so let's like divulge into this part here. So this is interesting. And yes, I think the allure, the big reason why influencers, at least TikTok and all these other things really blew up, and even YouTube here, is at least why most influencers in the beginning blow up, is because it's more personal and maybe a little more relatable in the beginning, because they're just like you and I, you know what I'm saying? Up until they get, hundreds of thousands or millions of followers, then you can see the disconnect, because that's when lots of money comes in. But for the most part, at least, I mean, me and you, we're pretty similar. There's not much more. I'm just a guy with a camera and a microphone. That's it. That I like to make fun videos in my house. And then I do everything else the same as anyone else would. But when it comes to, I went to school for marketing. I like marketing. Not that, that's a whole different story. I don't think I learned all that much in college, but I just have an interest and I read lots of books on marketing. So it is good here. Now, I don't know, my morals would certainly be at a bind if I had to promote, a hotel that was nasty. I probably wouldn't do it. More than likely, I wouldn't do it. But if the hotel is good and you're being paid for it and you disclose it, I don't really see too much wrong with that. The way the influencer market is now, that is the number one or pretty close to the best way to really promote a business, promote a brand, or grow your own, small business. It's huge. So to take advantage of that, I don't think is wrong, but I certainly do see an issue with it, especially if they don't disclose that they're in the hotel, that they didn't get paid for it. You don't necessarily need to disclose how much you got paid, but at least disclose that you got whatever it is for free, that they are paying you, and that there is going to be some sort of bias in making that review. I do that every single time I get a sponsor, which is not often on this channel, but because there is, of course, going to be some sort of bias with promoting it. Now, I have turned down several sponsors that were offered to me that wanted me to promote it here, but it didn't align with my morals.
I think the average gym girl, not a girl that's super, super, super into the gym, the average gym girl has a complete misunderstanding of the gym and fitness. And I think this is why girls will be in, like, specifically bodybuilding male coaches' comments, calling them out and saying that they're wrong and too much and none of all this. Because these fitness influencers that these girls are following can lie and say that they're completely natural when they're not at all.
Yeah.
The amount of girls, fitness influencers that take GLP-1s, VAR and say they're natty.
GLP-1, for those that don't know, is Ozempic.
Liposuction. The list goes on, and just tell their mainly girl followers that they're natural, and they just eat it up and believe it because they don't really know any better, and they don't look super, super roided out like Olympian level girl competitors that like are taking a lot of gear compared to like these girls that are doing very minimal amounts of things to like hyper and enhance the way that they look. And I think it creates this big disconnect between, like I said, the average gym girl who goes to the gym maybe 4 or 5 times a week, isn't, ultra into the gym, isn't thinking about calories 24/7, all of this, and see guy fitness influence coaches saying that if you do truly, really want to make progress, you need to be almost locked in a lot of the time. And then they go back to their girl fitness influencers and see, oh, girly pop, you can eat this, not restrictive diet, when they're taking VAR, GLP-1s, liposuction, all this shit to look a certain way, and they eat it up. And I think it's really fucked up. Stop it now!
See, now this sort of touches home because I've been involved in the fitness industry for years. I have ever since college, and even prior to that. But that's really when the whole influencer culture started to come around. Maybe back in 2017, 2018. That's really when social media took off, and you had people that weren't celebrities like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all the Olympians. You had much smaller creators that had good physiques go viral. But it's certainly both sides. It happens in both the male and female industry influencers there. I certainly ate it up and was guilty of not realizing some of these influencers that I looked up to were just roided out. Now, obviously, to a certain degree, and as I got more knowledge in it, I realized how much harder and stricter you have to be naturally to achieve a physique like that. And it takes years, not talking, a couple months, years to achieve a physique that some of these guys get in like a year. It's crazy. No, it wasn't a fluke. Sure, there's always that 1%, 0.1% of people that just naturally have solid bodies, but that's not the people you're seeing for the most part, especially when it becomes their career or their business. You got to think, if my business is to look shredded year round, it's obviously going to cross their minds, and the overwhelming majority of them are going to start taking things, even minimal doses, to improve and enhance their physique so they could stay like that year round and not suffer from having to diet, because dieting is not fun. Restricting your calories is not fun. So they get the chance now to eat and cheat here and there and still look the way they look because they're taking drugs. It happens on both ends. A lot of these girls and guys, Ozempic, Anavar, things that just reduce themselves, and they say, oh, I'm natural, because maybe they're not injecting it, and that's what people think, but they could be eating it or doing many other different things, and it's all a lie. It's the biggest gimmick that's been around for, decades. Since your parents, grandparents, fitness and looking a certain way has always been something that has been sold all the time. Weight loss pills, fat loss pills, Yeah, my sister is an influencer. Interesting. And she is known on the skinny talk stuff. She posts what I eat in a day, and it's all just food that she then gives to her dog, sons, or just throws out. She doesn't eat anything in real life. It's sad, and most videos on social media are just as fake as Hollywood productions. Yeah, that's crazy. It really makes you think, too, that they could be showing you, oh, look, when you're skinny, you can still eat nachos and burgers and stuff like that, which ideally you still can. But maybe it's the portions. Again, you have to play around with. That's a whole other conversation for a different time. But who knows what they do off camera? They could be throwing it out. They could be throwing it up. There's so many different things that you just don't know.
Something is definitely not adding up. And I'm going to be the one to say it.
Somebody
got to
this?
be lying. I was watching the live footage from when the capsule came from space. Y'all going to see it too. But somebody that was in the capsule opened the door, opened the hatch from inside the capsule, y'all. So when the door opened from the capsule, a lady that was standing by Jeff Bezos ran over to the door and said something, probably like, don't do that. You can't do that. It's showing. Don't open it. Don't open it. But it was already too late, y'all. It was on live feed. But they still had to try to play it off somehow. So
Rivian police cars? Ew.
the people from the live crew that was talking was like, Jeff Bezos is about to open the door from the outside. He about to open the hatch. And then Jeff Bezos went over there with some little key or whatever. And then he act like he was opening the door when we all just seen that the door opened from the inside. That's not supposed to happen. You cannot open that capsule from the inside. It's pressurized. It's closed from the outside and locked and sealed. So how did they open it? Somebody on that jump opened it. So you mean to tell me they got blasted up in space?
That looks like something that was pulled straight out of Disney World as a prop for a ride. If anyone even for a second believed that that was real, you're full of it. Nothing of that screamed that that was a real thing, that they went to space. I saw that afterwards, and I thought it was hysterical. And then you have big macho, Jeff Bezos walking over in his one size smaller shirt than he should be wearing, walking over to show off his muscles, and he just pops it. That is all full of it.
We have an update on those influencers that built their platforms off of lies, and this makes me so angry that this is now a trend right now, but it's any single-use product that just isn't necessary. So think of those like single-use face cloths, not necessary. It's a waste of money.
Come with me to restock some of my favorite non-negotiable hygiene products. First off, I was so excited to see that these clean towels are now available at Target. And I feel like you guys were excited too, because the top two rows were almost sold out. But yeah, as an acne-prone girly, I can't imagine not using these.
I do not spend my money on any designer. No designer shoes, purses.
I thought, what better way to celebrate than getting myself a bag that I can pass down to my future daughter?
This is all the makeup I own. I checked in 2022 at Sephora, I spent $5,000. That is not normal, and that is not okay. I spent $700 at the Sephora sale yesterday, so let's do a haul of everything I bought. For more things that I don't spend my money on, it is a nice car. I drive a paid off Honda Civic that I bought like 5 years ago.
I thought this woman hit my car, but she was just parked very close.
Oh, a Porsche. A Porsche. Of course. Look at all the, I don't understand. Like, why even leave the videos up at that point? It's so hypocritical. Every single thing she said. If it was the same person, which I think it is, then did the exact opposite in a future video. We don't even know the order of it, but that's all hysterical. Honda, Porsche. Doesn't spend money on this thing, buys another thing. Some of you guys might even call me a hypocrite for buying a new car when I say that new cars are horrible, but if you've actually watched that video, I justify exactly why it's okay.
I'm going to let you in on an influencer secret, and buckle up, because I don't think anyone's talking about this. Have you noticed that all of your favorite influencers and content creators are coincidentally all buying brand new, very large SUVs in the past 2 weeks? This is not a coincidence.
Oh, okay.
This means that they have a really savvy tax strategist. This is not tax advice or even tax advice adjacent. I'm just somebody who does their homework. There's a clause in U.S. tax law that says that a vehicle used for commercial purposes and over a certain size can be tax deductible for a small business. And because they are self-employed,
it's not a small business, it's any business,
themselves as an influencer, they are going to be looking for ways to reduce their tax burden. This is where that tax clause comes into play. You're probably thinking, well, my favorite creators aren't car content creators, so how will a new car be a business expense for them. But you watched their series where they talked about cars they were looking at. You watched their get ready with me to go pick up my new car. You watched their restock my new car with me video. You watched everything about their new car. They made 2, 3.
If you guys haven't seen those videos of where we made crazy episodes on restock influencers restocking their car, so you guys can understand this, definitely make sure to check that video out as well.
For 5 videos about shopping for this new car, boom. There it is. Now it is part of their business. It does become a business expense because it is integral to their content creation. When you see them buying a car that is much larger than they need, when they have a car that's actually probably functioning just fine, it's because they're claiming it as a business expense for the new year. So the more you know.
I'm going to give her a little more there is so much, it's so much more complicated than that, and there's so many more things to that than just what she said. It doesn't just apply to vehicles over 6,000 pounds. It applies to all vehicles for the most part here. The difference is if it's over 6,000 pounds, you used to be able to deduct the entire amount if it was 100% used for business from your taxes, your income that year, and then pay taxes. So it would drastically reduce your overall tax burden. You can buy a car under 6,000 pounds and still write it off for business. I just did this with the Mazda I bought, and I disclosed on the channel here in my previous video, and I bought a new car and it was a nightmare, That was one of the reasons why I purchased it, is to lower my overall income for business. Now, again, if you're not in a situation to do that, it doesn't make sense to buy a new car. Because I don't know if some of you guys watch my new car insanity videos and stuff like that. Even if something is on sale, you still spent more money than you would have had. It's still cheaper to pay your taxes and keep your income than purchase a car and pay less taxes. You're still spending money, if that makes sense. Now, if the car is under 6,000 pounds, like the CX-50 I bought, the difference is I just have to depreciate that car over the next several years. So I can depreciate a percentage of it over the next 5 years until the whole thing is written off. And if you were to ever sell that, even if you sold that car over 6,000 pounds, you'd have to pay all the taxes back. That's usually how it works. And with the new tax law, I believe you can't even write off 100% of that car that's over 6,000 pounds anymore. I think they've waived that. Trump might have done it. Somebody might have done it. And now it can only be a certain percent, maybe 60, maybe 80. So there's a lot more to it than just that. But that's only scratching the surface, because a lot of these influencers preach they buy all these new cars. But I'll go one step further and say it's not only for tax purposes. Some of them get these cars completely free from brand ambassadors. The manufacturer will give them that car to promote it, and they will then pass it off like they bought a brand new car, when in reality, the company gave it to them for free.
You can qualify for VIP deals for BMW.
You're lying.
They want you to drive a BMW and stuff like that. So if you want, they'll take care of it. Like, you better just go regular car.
Swear.
Yeah. His credit history doesn't.
Okay, wait. Can I ask you a question, brother? Because here's the biggest problem with me getting a car right now. My credit history is none.
Yeah.
I have good credit and have money in bank account. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I just moved here. Like, I'm an immigrant pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a lot of credit history. So a lot of banks say no to me.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem I'm having right now. Like, looking for like someone who takes it. Like some dealerships that like still say yes to it and stuff. Like that's the biggest problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you have some credit cards and stuff, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
BMW has VIP program, so we'll take care of you. Like, better just regular people. Like, the ones who that's why a lot of celebrities come.
That's why a lot of celebrities come?
Yeah, just confidential. I can't say too much.
No, of course. Yeah. Okay, let.
He can't say too much, but I've seen this for several years now, and I've even, back in the day, I found a website. I can't find it anymore. If I can, I'll show you. But BMW has a VIP program where if you have a certain amount of followers, they will give you a car, an SUV, whatever it is that they want to promote, for free, cover all of the expenses that go with it. And they might even cover insurance. I don't know. And then all you have to do is just pay, for gas. And that's it. And they keep it on the DL. They don't like to promote it that much. But that's why a lot of these influencers that have BMWs, Didn't cost them a dime. And it helps give BMW that, essence of luxury to convince people like you and I to aspire to get one of those and flex it. When the harsh reality is these people you look up to that influenced you to get a BMW don't actually pay for it. You and I are the ones that have to pay for it. Hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in a car payment, plus in all the maintenance and upkeep when they break. It's insane. So to expose this, I think it's beautiful.
What car did you drive here today?
I drove an Alfa Romeo Giulia. It's not mine. It belongs to Alfa Romeo. They let me borrow for a few months.
Jay Leno, baby.
Wait, you just get to borrow cars?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like a car influencer. I do the car show and all that kind of stuff.
Do you like this car?
It's
you have
nice.
to say
540 horse V6. Yeah, it's powerful. Fast car. I like Alphas, yeah.
So here you go. Jay Leno. It's not just celebrities, although, he is a celebrity, but it's all fields here. It's common in car celebrities. If you make a lot of car content, lots of times those are the people that get cars for free. I see it a lot in Europe with Audis and stuff like that, where these companies will let them, like Audi will give them a car for a couple of months to drive around and make videos on to help promote it. And also with car reviews, too. That's a little different. But there you go. Jay Leno got an Alfa Romeo, very expensive Italian car, for free to use for a couple of months because they want to be associated with him. They want people to see him using that car because it drives sales to them. I do not recommend buying an Alfa Romeo. Not a reliable car. If you haven't seen my car maintenance, used car problem video, highly recommend you check that out. I have seen a lot of failed, micro influencers. You were right the first time. And that's what I'm talking about too, is a lot of times all these massive influencers, people aspire, they look up to them, they get influenced, they look at them as role models, as superheroes, and then they try it. And they get screwed and they go into a lot of debt. And we've made videos on people literally talking about that, how they tried to be an influencer, tried to do what these massive influencers are doing, and went into crippling debt to try to do it. And it's not good. Like what I'm saying is, if somebody didn't know about that car stuff, they might go get these micro influencers, these wannabe influencers, might go purchase a BMW, pay $900 a month for it, go to Starbucks all the time, go to get these brands and clothing and wear all this stuff all the time and actually spend the money on it. When the reality is they've been blindly following this influencer that's been getting it all for free. Boom. That's the whole cycle, the whole circle of life to this influencer stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy that these influencers make so much money, and then when they get to the top, they don't even have to spend any of the money because everything gets gifted to them and given to them for free. It's crazy. It's a really good gig, if you ask me. Oh, here we go. An influencer, mukbanger lion. Look at her face. Look at all the chocolate. Oh, all the chocolate's gone. And she never swallows it. This is why I wanted to show you guys this. Every single bite, all the chocolate is off her face, it's off her fingers, or it's still on her fingers, but it's off her lips. So she's wiping it every single time, and she never swallows it. And she's also super skinny. People say mukbangers don't swallow their food, so here you go. I don't even know if she's doing it too. The sound sounds too fake, like she's adding on a swallow sound she pre-recorded. Ugh, the sound is horrible. It's also like, how can you even eat that much stuff and stay skinny? So it's either maybe you are swallowing it, and then you're getting rid of it, afterwards. But there's just no way you can stay this skinny when your job is to eat extremely calorie-dense foods all the time. Look at all that chocolate she was eating. And then all these jump cuts. Yeah, maybe she takes one bite, and then that's it. But I don't believe any of this at all. All right, it's on her lips. No swallow. On her lips.
This
lips are
blackberry
clean.
one looks so cool.
Never swallows it once. Look at that. Massive
These were
bites.
the prettiest desserts I could find in San Diego, and they did not disappoint. You guys, these are so good. Let's dive into this raspberry.
She's stick skinny from eating pastries all the time. Okay.
They also have minis here. You guys, these are so cute.
I bet there's a garbage can in the passenger seat. This is so unbelievable. The mukbangers remind me of when I did ballet as a hobby as a child. The girls would lie about how much they would eat in the hopes that other girls would eat more and get fat. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget the one girl who told the truth. She skipped breakfast, ate an apple for lunch, and ate as little dinner as her parents would let her get away with. Finally understood how all the girls in my ballet school were so skinny. They were starving themselves and lying about it. Yes, there are people who can eat whatever they want and stay thin, but most of people who are skinny are functioning anorexics who are lying about how much they eat. Yeah, there's a lot of food disorders and problems like that. Oh my gosh. That is quite the story. The irony is, in college and high school, all, the bullies, the popular kids, when they went to college, and continued their little drinking habit, they were in shape. They were fairly well built. But seeing them continue their drinking habit in college, once their metabolism caught up to them, they gained tons of weight. And now they're all overweight. So it's crazy to see that here. So there's a lot of things you guys just don't know and you can't take at face value.
Hussein Farhat was officially exposed for being a fake natty. Now, this came out of nowhere from Greg Doucette after commenting on a recent video and post, and this is exactly what it says. It turns out Hussein was actually on a 16-month cycle when he first joined the gym, involving a lot of steroids as well as MK677, and then hopped off and has a certain type of polymorphism that allows him to keep all of his gains. I was shocked as everyone. I'm sure once this video comes out, but I was not part of it. I did not know that he had done this for the first 16th months of his lifting career, and I'm truly not sure where Greg actually got this info from, but it had to be very recently, because this whole fake natty debacle never went away after Jeff Nippard posted a video with Hussein Farhat and Julian Fitzgerald, which Greg and Jeff are two guys in the industry that have a lot of credibility, and they both believe their word and their blood work. Now, some people are saying they did this for the money and views, which sure, that could be true, but the blood work is the blood work, and if he took this 3 or 4 years ago, the blood work isn't going to show that most likely. And Greg also said Hussein will be addressing this situation in the next couple days, and it's unfortunate. It's another guy who sold his whole thing on being a natural and is now making money off of people because he completely lied. And I'm not gonna lie, this makes Julian Fitzgerald also look questionable as well.
The problem is within the the influencer fitness industry, it's a shame, at least for men, that it's so much easier to get a following when you're jacked, and the way to do that quicker is by taking drugs, by taking performance-enhancing drugs. It is much easier and faster to achieve that fame than you would if you try to do it naturally. It is a million times harder to do it like that. And also, when you want the fame when you're young. And unfortunately, to put on that much size naturally, it takes many years. It takes 10, 15 years to really develop a solid physique that could be achieved in, a couple of months by taking performance-enhancing drugs. So I don't know. There was a lot more to the story. He's lying. He's not lying. It was fake. It was April Fool's.
Influencers are photoshopping more than just pictures nowadays. They have moved on to videos, and they're becoming extremely realistic. This probably isn't the best case of Photoshop realism, but here we have a nice little loot enhancement.
So this is a new one. The people that are trying to call people out for editing are the ones editing the videos themselves. I just had to get on and talk about this. Bailey, this is Bailey Stewart. I will at her. She just posted this on her Instagram story, talking all about this. This guy used a video she posted. This is the video she posted, is literally in her lives highlight. She didn't post this video. So you know what's interesting is the fact that either he found this video somewhere of somebody that edited this video of her, and he just decided to use it and not back check if she even was the one that posted it, or what would make more sense, he actually edited this video of her to look like this, not adding her, none of that in this video to try to make a point. So now you not only have to watch out for people actually editing their videos and their pictures, you have to watch out for the people calling out people editing for the video. Like, are we being for real? That is just crazy to me. It's kind of clear he literally created this collage himself and put the actual original one from her page next to one that he edited. Are we serious right now? Do you not realize that you are causing more issues? You're not helping anyone. You're just causing more issues. The irony is insane.
regardless of who did the editing, the moral of the story is that it's possible now. And that's what you guys need to take away from this. Back in the day, we used to, we knew photos could be edited and photoshopped. We also knew that like videos were more than likely real. If you could take a video of it, that was it. Now, with AI and stuff, nope, that's not possible. The fact of the matter is, there is now video that you can enhance the way you look and enhance even choppy videos. Like the general public can do it very easily with apps. So this now says we can't trust photos and we can't trust quick videos. Someone can very quickly edit a video now and upload it to the story and make it appear as if they have the desirable, body. And it's not possible because it's not real. So there you go again. You can't believe anything on the internet. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully you liked part 4. I'm sure we're going to be doing more of these influencers lying episodes. So if you want to stay tuned for the next ones, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button if you haven't already, and let me know what your thoughts are on these influencers lying. Is it honest? Let me know. I want to hear it. And if you haven't seen the original Influencers Lying episode, then definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.